Prices go up, prices go down, products sell out. But why? It all comes down to one key concept: supply and demand. In this video, we're diving deep into how it works, why it matters, and how it affects your daily life in ways you might not even notice. Let's start with the basics. In economics, demand is defined as the desire, willingness, and ability of consumers to purchase a product or service. It's not just about wanting something, that's only one part. For true demand to exist, a person must not only want the product, but also be willing to pay for it and actually able to afford it. All three of these elements must be present. Now, there's a core principle called the law of demand, which states that as the price of a good increases, the quantity demanded decreases, and as the price decreases, the quantity demanded increases. In simpler terms, demand has an inverse relationship with price. When prices go up, fewer people buy. When prices go down, more people buy. A relatable example is Apple smartphones. Let's look at how desire, willingness, and ability apply to a new iPhone launch. Desire. Consumers want the latest iPhone for its sleek design, advanced camera, and new features. It's appealing, stylish, and offers performance upgrades. Willingness. Many consumers are willing to spend money on the iPhone, even if it means delaying other purchases or using their savings. The value they place on owning the latest tech justifies the cost in their eyes. Ability. Finally, consumers must have the financial means to buy the phone, whether that's with cash, credit cards, or monthly payment plans offered by Apple or their mobile carrier. Now, what happens when prices change? Let's say Apple releases a new iPhone priced at $1,200. At this price point, only a certain group of buyers will purchase it, likely tech-savvy consumers, those in need of a phone upgrade, or loyal Apple users who always want the newest model. Now imagine the price drops to $900 through a promotion, seasonal discount, or trade-in offer. Suddenly, more people who were previously unwilling or unable to pay $1,200 are now ready to buy. That price drop increases demand, because it brings more consumers into the market. On the flip side, if the price increases to $1,600, the demand will likely shrink. Fewer consumers will be willing or able to justify the higher price, and many will hold off on buying or choose a competitor's product instead. In economics, supply refers to how much of a product or service the market can offer. More specifically, it's the quantity that producers are both willing and able to sell at various prices over a given period. It's not just about the desire to produce. Real supply depends on whether the producer also has the resources and capacity to bring the product or service to the market. Both willingness and ability must be present for true supply to exist. There is a core principle called the law of supply, which states as the price of a product goes up, the quantity supplied also goes up, and when the price goes down, the quantity supplied also goes down. In simpler terms, supply has a direct relationship between price and quantity. When prices go up, producers produce more, and when prices go down, producers produce less. This is because when prices go up, producers have a chance to make more profit, so they are motivated to sell more. And on the other hand, when prices go down, making a profit becomes harder, so producers produce less, or shift their focus elsewhere. A relatable example of this is fresh vegetables. Let's look at a farmer who grows broccoli. If the market price for broccoli is $1 per pound, the farmer might not make enough profit to cover costs like seeds, water, labor, and equipment. So, they may grow less broccoli or switch to a different crop that brings in more money. Now imagine the price of broccoli rises to $2.50 per pound. That higher price means more profit for the farmer, so they're more likely to plant more acres of broccoli, invest in better tools, and hire extra workers to increase production. Just like any business, producers respond to what the market is offering. Now the question is, how supply and demand work together? An example in action is the PlayStation 5. When the console first launches, there is a huge spike in demand. Everyone wants the latest features, better graphics, and faster performance. But in the beginning, supply is limited. Manufacturers can only produce a certain number of consoles at a time. Because demand is much higher than supply, prices can skyrocket. Retailers might sell out quickly, and resellers charge even more online, sometimes hundreds above retail price. As time goes on, production ramps up and supply increases. More consoles become available in stores. Sales become more common, and it's easier to find a console at or below the original price. Eventually, the market reaches a point where the quantity supplied equals the quantity demanded. This is called the equilibrium price. The price at which the number of consoles producers are willing to sell matches the number consumers are willing to buy. This means there is no shortage or surplus in supply, and the demand meets the supply. However, there are other impacting factors that can affect supply and demand. If the raw materials or computer chips that go into the PlayStation have a shortage, that could lead to higher production cost, leading to higher prices and fewer customers. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more easy-to-understand guides on money and investing.